Luke Grenfell-Shaw joins us now live from Ankara. Welcome to Turkey. You're back on this incredible adventure, cycling from Bristol to Beijing. How was that ride to Ankara?
I mean, it's been just full of unexpected twists and turns. You know, this past year, out of any years, it has made it a very interesting journey. Borders have closed. I've got COVID, but throughout it all, I've tried to keep moving and make my way across Eurasia. And, you know, I've cycled just recently from Istanbul to Ankara, and there was snow on the ground. You know, my hands were freezing off. But I was sharing the journey with a wonderful guy called Sinan from Istanbul. And that's just what this ride is about, sharing the ride with a lot of different people from around the world.
Fantastic. And Luke, tell us briefly about your condition and the treatment you're on.
Right, so I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2018 at the age of 24, and I didn't think I would see Christmas. However, after wonderful treatment from the doctors back in the UK, chemotherapy, surgery, radiotherapy, I started the ride on the 1st of January 2020. Right now, I'm in remission, and it's really a case of fingers crossed that it stays that way. There are no guarantees for the future, but what I'm trying to do right now is live in a way that even if I was going to die tomorrow, I'd be pretty damn happy with how I live today.
Fantastic, absolutely, fingers crossed. And Luke, I love what your website says. It says, I set out to live my dream, cycling from Bristol to Beijing on a tandem, joined by other canlivers, rewriting the narrative of what is possible with a cancer diagnosis. Tell us more about that spirit and tenacity of a canliver. And for people who are not familiar with that term, can you explain it?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So we all have heard of this term cancer survivor. And for me, this gives a false sense of certitude and certainty that we have somehow beaten cancer and that we can move on with our lives. Now, for so many adults, that's just simply not the case, right? You have to live with this thought that the cancer could come back, that you don't know whether you're going to see your kids grow up or whether you're going to be there at a reunion of friends in 5 or 10 years' time. So you have to live with this uncertainty. That is part of what living with a cancer diagnosis means. But you can live with cancer. You still can do so much. You can go out and live your dreams. And so for me, this term canliver is both acknowledging the challenges and uncertainties of what it means to live with cancer, but then also saying, well, you can still go out and you can still live your life and do incredible things. And for me, this is all about proactively creating your own opportunities. So rather than waiting for things to come along, there are so many unideal things in the world right now, and we're all suffering the consequences of COVID. But my question that I try and ask myself is, okay, given the situation is I have cancer, given I might be in hospital with chemotherapy, what can I do even now to make my life as interesting and enriching and enjoyable as possible? And that's really the question I ask everyone. How can we do this?
Absolutely.
And we can.
Absolutely. And that is such a wonderful question. I'm sure our audience is so inspired by what you're saying. And tell us, where do you find that amazing tenacity and spirit that you have? And I read that you completed, halfway through your chemotherapy in September 2018, you finished the Bristol half marathon, wait for it, in 1 hour, 20 minutes and 8 seconds. That is my 10K time. How did you do that?
I mean, first of all, I was just incredibly lucky to be able to try and keep as active as possible through treatment. Now, I think exercise is something that is incredibly helpful, incredibly important for anyone, but particularly when you're going through a cancer treatment. It helps you both mentally and physically. Mentally, it gives you, you know that you're helping yourself as much as possible. Exercise releases endorphins, which puts you in a positive mood, which is so important when, you know, there are many reasons to feel pretty negative about life. And then also, if you can do as much as you can physically, it's going to keep your body stronger. and it's going to make your body better able to withstand the impact of chemotherapy. So it's incredibly beneficial like that. And it's not about doing, 10K runs or half marathons. It's about doing as much as you can. And if that's getting out of bed and walking down the corridor, then go and do that, because that's better than just lying in bed all day. And there are times when that's all I did. So it's about doing what you can, doing as much as you can given the situation.
Amazing. And Luke, you are in Ankara right now. What's your favourite thing about Turkey? What's the best food you've eaten? I guess that's the question too.
So I'm vegetarian, and everyone tells me that it's a terrible place to be a vegetarian. However, I have developed a deep love of çiğ köfte, which is this amazing kind of like barley, tomato, pepper paste thing in a lettuce leaf and in a wrap. So that is one of my favourite foods. And if I'm feeling, wanting a protein hit, then menemen, which is the sort of eggs mixed in with sort of tomato and stuff, that's where I go. So that food keeps me pretty well, fueled for the ride, and with some simit, that keeps the energy levels right up.
Oh, you've said my favourite word there, simit. That's also my favourite. And absolutely, menemen and çiğ köfte. Thank you so much for speaking to us on TRT World. Luke, we wish you all the best with your journey.